Good afternoon, I'm Eva Cuñado, and today I'm going to talk about some of the methods or approaches prior to the communicative approach. More specifically, I'm going to choose three and explain why they can be implemented in class and why I've chosen them. Also, I've based the execution of some methods in my past personal experience as a student, so it can be more particular and more realistic. First one, I'm going to talk about the grammar translation method, one of the classical one. This method is founded in teaching grammar in an explicit way, translating different texts between the target language and the mother tongue, and memorizing mostly lists of vocabulary. One way this approach can be really useful is to learn the past simple and the past participle of the regular verbs. We could create some games which final goal would be learning by heart these forms without too much effort. For example, we can use some cards like the game memory, for example. In some of them we have like the infinitive forms. In other ones we can write the past simple, and in the last one the past participle. We can put them all in a table, for example, and they have to shift the cards and try to remember them to collect all of them, all the three forms of the verb. They take turns to do this, and the one that has more cards when there's no more cards on the tables wins the game, for example. It's an easy way to memorize the irregular verbs. Moreover, I want to mention the situational approach. Despite its controversial to some linguistic, personally I think it can have really beneficial effects in language students, mostly in some modalities. For example, in 2021 I did my Erasmus Plus program in Nice, in France, and we have a subject called negotiation that consisted on discussing different topics in pairs to enhance our oratory and becoming more fluent in French and gaining the skill to put forward an opinion. This method of this class was the teacher set a situation. For example, one is the owner of a concert hall and the other one is a well-known musician that wants to perform there. So you must talk about when are you going to perform, what's the chosen repertoire, the conditions, for example, the remuneration, the catering, if the hotel room is included or no in the remuneration, overall the conditions. Sometimes we also had some pictures related to the topic of the day so that we can contextualize better the situation, and then we had to discuss and focus on fluency and pronunciation. That's the most important things in this type of activities. I think this exercise has great results on the oral skills of the students and could be put into practice in some English classes easily, more or less. And finally, to develop vocabulary and pronunciation, we can consider the audiolingual approach included in the structuralist methods. It is constructed on oral skills by using only the target language, interaction and repetition. So from their own, we can organize activities such as a theater performance. For example, students are given the dialogues of an adapted play, and each one represents one character, and they have to interact with each other, repeating their lines and trying to improve their pronunciation. I know there are some other methods also that are proven to have quality results. It is true that communicative method is the most complete and the worldwide use, but taking some of the advantages of their approaches will give us a broader perspective, really needed as teacher with different students' necessities and diverse and varying contexts. So I think that the activities that I propose are realistic, basically because I've done them as a student in my class when I was learning English and French. So I think that they are realistic and they have good results. So I hope you enjoyed my proposed activities, and thank you for watching and for your attention.